On the next Rick and Morty.
Oh my god.
What are these things?
Do I look like I know? Last thing I remember, I was in a cave looking at some wet egg and... Oh, that probably did it.
I told you not to look at that egg! It was too wet!
You don't get to tell me what to look at. I've seen your account. They're face-hugging parasites. I don't think their society's gonna be that hard to navigate. Okay, yeah, this might be a little harder than I thought.
Catch a new episode next Sunday at 11:30.
Holy they've got an M&M store.
Only on Adult Swim.
It started out as like we wanted to just do like an anthology.
The difficulty with it was who wants to watch stories when you know that they don't matter?
If we wanted one-offs, we'd do interdimensional cable, not some uptight, overwritten...
So how do you make the stories matter?
And we thought, like, what if they're trapped in an anthology episode, and what does that mean?
It's a story device, literally.
Just started having fun, in quotes, the word fun, with meta-structural stuff.
A literal, literary device, quite literally, metaphorically containing us.
Rick represents limitless potential. You can do anything, and it's like, yes, you can, and that's a trap, and you can keep them in that forever.
I don't like how meta this is getting, Rick.
Shut up, Morty.
I think it's gonna be a favorite episode of mine, but I'd be the first to say, like the story train itself. It got away from us.
I beg your pardon?
You know, Jesus, he's a cool guy. He looked great.
God damn.
Jeez.
God damn.
We already did this.
I'm terrified of old men ripping off their shirts to show that they've been training a lifetime to kick your ass.
Jesus, the tickets please guy is cut. He's got those things. Gutters.
Morty, gross.
That's what people call them.
What are they?
The grossest phrase I've ever heard in my life.
Whatever that means, I want it.
The combination of the words,
Disgusting and yet something to aspire towards.
it bespeaks of a volume.
Pure gutter.
Whose is being guttered? Your own?
You are like 90% gutter.
I don't, where is it guttering to? Disgusting.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This is going to be my Rick and Morty Season 4, Episode 7 trailer video. They're doing a big alien parody, so we'll break it down. There's a bunch of Easter eggs. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the Rick and Morty videos. We're doing a merch giveaway, too. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and let me know what your favorite episode of the show is on the video. The title of the episode is Promortyus, which is a reference to Prometheus because they're visiting what Rick calls a facehugger society. So whatever happened to this race, it seems like the facehuggers have been part of their culture for a long time. You could take that as a sort of callback to the Unity episode during Season 2, where she'd taken over the entire planet for a while when Rick shows up with Morty and Summer, reunited with her, and then everything just goes completely sideways.
If you find a room full of eggs, don't shy away from it. Give one of them a shake.
Based on some of the other Season 4 trailer footage from earlier this year, it kind of seems like that's also the direction things go with this facehugger society. They arrive and are almost completely taken over by the facehugger parasites, and Rick suddenly remembers being in a cave looking at some wet egg, and then suddenly remembers the plot of all the alien movies, and it dawns on him, yep, that'll do it, staring at the wet egg in the cave. In this trailer, they don't say why they've come to this planet, but in the other trailer footage they released earlier this year, we saw Summer dressed in robes, making it look like the facehugger culture is worshipping her or has turned her into some kind of leader for some reason. You see the other aliens with the facehuggers doting on her while she's lounging on this chair, shouting orders at them to get rid of Rick and Morty. So either Summer is pissed at them for some reason, or she just totally goes off the rails during the episode and winds up becoming this demigod of these people. In the other trailer scenes, maybe after this moment here, you see Rick tell Morty that they have to wear dead facehuggers as disguises over their faces to pass through the streets unnoticed, probably to make their way to Summer. Then at some point later, they're completely overtaken by the crowd, and he calls out his unnecessarily long anime suit-up montage trope, which is also a callback to the Purge episode with their Iron Man suit-up scene.
Morty, time to purge.
This time they animate the suit-up montage in the style of a classic anime. I believe this is specifically meant to be a Ronin Warriors reference because of the armor designs and the swords that they're wielding. So presumably the outcome here is the same as the Purge episode when they suit up and they just take everyone down because their armor is so much more advanced than everyone else. There's also the separate footage of them flying through the area on Rick's ship with the facehuggers trying to make it into Rick's ship and them trying to blast all these other alien bug-looking ships. Obviously, all this background animation is made to look like the alien queen hive from Aliens, so maybe Summer is for some reason their queen, or deemed their queen. And just like they do, every once in a while, they reveal more secret functions that Rick's ship has. We find out that it has a secret gun turret that Morty then uses. That aside, though, it's kind of hard to tell if any of the other Season 4 trailer scenes from last month correspond to the Episode 7 next week. You watch the trailer, then you actually get something like episode 6, and it just completely throws everyone for a loop with all the misleading trailer footage, and them not revealing all the non-canonical scenes till you actually watch the episode.
Don't worry, Morty. Nothing out there is canon.
I'm not really expecting any more episodes like episode 6 for the rest of the back half of season 4, just being so overtly meta on purpose. Rick and Morty is usually a show that gets meta every once in a while with some particular jokes or scenes, but they don't always go really meta purely for the sake of getting meta. Episode 6 was just an exception to that because they were using it to call out bad storytelling, bad writing, and kind of calling out bad fans at the same time. And you could say calling out capitalism in the virus.
Nobody's out there shopping with this virus.
They kind of dig into that during the footage of Dan Harmon and the writer of the episode, or the credited writer, Jeff Loveness, talking about how Rick can literally and metaphorically do anything, and how that can be a literal and metaphorical trap for him as a character and for the writers in the writer's room. So they wanted to do an episode based around that as an anthology episode. But Dan Harmon also kind of admits that the story train, quote unquote, so to speak, got away from them in the writer's room. So if you feel like last week's episode went off the rails in a bad way, that's them sort of acknowledging that. I think for the most part, people were 50-50. Some people really like it when Rick and Morty gets meta, and some people like more straight-up narratives in episodes. For the most part, I think the rest of the season will be relatively straight up. There's always going to be big twists in Rick and Morty episodes, but episode 6 was just an exception in that every single moment was meant to be a big twist. I saw a lot of you on my video for episode 6 too asking if, because they used Evil Morty and some of the big twists like Aberdolf Linkler in such big ways saying they're technically not meant to be canon, does that mean that we won't see any of those characters again before the end of season 4? Just like the writers say, Rick and Morty can literally do anything, any type of story, any type of twist, so it doesn't necessarily confirm that we won't see them again. But I think there were so many of those moments and so many callbacks that I am not really expecting any big Evil Morty stuff before the end of the season. They did say there was some big season 5 teaser, post-credit scene, or some big tease for season 5 at the end of this season, but they didn't say what that was. Originally, I assumed it was going to be some sort of canonical twist, like something about Evil Morty or the Citadel or Phoenix Person Jessica, the Galactic Government. But if we're probably not going to see any of those characters again before the end of the season 5 teaser could be anything. So leave all your theories in the comments about what that teaser is going to be. It is really funny to watch Dan Harmon and that writer talk about how weirdly afraid they are of old men who are super ripped, and the logic behind their jokes about those abs, and how gross that got during the episode.
Damn.
We already did this!
I'm terrified of old men ripping off their shirts to show that they've been training a lifetime to kick your ass.
Jesus, the tickets please guy is cut! He's got those things! Gutters.
Morty gross.
That's what people call them!
What are they?
The grossest phrase I've ever heard in my life.
Whatever that means, I want it.
The combination of the words,
Disgusting and yet something to aspire towards?
it bespeaks of a volume.
You're gutter.
Whose is being guttered? Your own?
You are like 90% gutter.
I don't. Where is it guttering to? Disgusting.
You might think that that's weird, and it is kind of weird, but those are the kind of conversations that they devolve into inside comedy TV show writers' rooms. But I think it's going to be really fun after episode 6 trying to guess how accurate the titles of the episodes are to what the actual episodes are going to be. Because sometimes they'll just have a funny title that won't have anything to do with what's going on in the episode. Usually it does have some sort of link to the theme of the episode though. That's another one of those games you play with Rick and Morty, like when you're trying to guess which scenes from the season 4 intro are real and which ones are fake scenes. But I do like the theory that all the scenes in all the intros are real. It's just that they haven't gotten to those episodes yet, because they're obviously that 70 episode renewal, so we're gonna get about 100 episodes of Rick and Morty bare minimum. I didn't talk about it in my episode 6 video, but we actually did get confirmation of another season 4 intro scene that is a real scene, because it's them fighting Paul Giamatti's character with him just punching them into the other realities. If they drop any more trailers for next week's episode, of course I'll do a video for it, but let me know in the comments if there are any specific questions you want me to address for the show or any Rick and Morty bonus videos. There's a bunch of stuff happening this week and a couple shows that are premiering, so as long as you have alerts enabled for my channel, you should see those when I post them. Congratulations, Renegade, you're the giveaway winner for my last big Rick and Morty video. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your contact details. Everyone, click here for my Rick and Morty Season 4 Episode 6 video, and click here for my Clone Wars finale video. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe. I'll see you guys tonight.